Let's talk about that letter in the American English alphabet we call M. Now, in the Hebrew alphabet, we say Mem, which is the full way. And Mem is usually, in many words, associated with water. And when our mouth is at rest in the position, it's mimicking that of the water. And so that calm water line going through the middle of our mouth, notice the word middle begins with mem for a reason. And right in the middle of our mouth is the way we make the sound And in learning the archaic art of primitive association, we associate our primitive mouth and the primitive action of the mouth. In this case, our mouth is at rest in its middle position. And we are working with primitive water and primitive air. As we see here, water is below the midpoint and air is above the midpoint, and that is always the way it is. And when we make that sound, that is the essence of expressing our thought with emotion. When I was in the belly of my mama, in her womb, she would hum and sing songs. For since she was a little girl, she always sang. That was one of her favorite things to do as she painted and drew pictures for people, because that's what she did for a living. She was an artist, just like my daddy was an artist. And she would hum songs like this and sing songs like this while I'm in her belly. And so forth. And if Mom would have asked me, would you like to have some more Malacca? And I would go, and if I'm really hungry, I go, And if I'm not hungry, I can go, But notice both times I'm not moving my mouth, but rather I'm moving my emotion within me. And that's one of the mysterious, mythical meanings of mem, is it expresses the memory within us. Or I can say the memory within, for that within is different from mythin. Myth, we use the letter mem to describe that which is within us, for the mystery is within us. And there are many emotional expressions that we can make simply by keeping our mouth in its resting position, just like water. And it's always calm. We don't want to disturb that water. We just want to be in a state of And, you can express anger. You can go or we can express joy. And if a food tastes good, we eat it, we go and so forth. Now, as long as we keep that line straight in our mouth at a resting position and we don't move our mouth, that is the way we express all the emotion internally without moving our mouth. And there are many ways to do that within. There are many, many, many different emotions that we can share with simply and so forth. Okay, so there's much more that I could say. There's a lot to it. There really is. It may be, it might be just a simple picture per se, but when we learn the art of primitive association, we associate the water and the air in our mouth, which are all primitive, with each other. Then we can come up with original thought by playing with the primitive world around us and understand how that the ancient people of yore were able to word our emotion and word our thoughts by making these connections. And when the water is at rest, we say mirror, mirror being like the mirror, because the water reflects just like a mirror in our house. The mirror is a water word. Another water word, in America we say lake, and that's okay. Lake is also another word with its primitive association. But there's also another word. We say mar. And there are people in Europe that uses the word mar to describe that calm mirror condition of the water, and mirror being a description of the condition. We say mirror, but then we want to name that water and make it a noun, which is letter A, and with the letter A, we make it a noun. We say mar. And there are many more things that I could say. This lesson will go on for hours and hours if I just keep going and going with all my understanding of the mem. And I would like to end this lesson by trying to hum a tune that my mom always loved to hum. Whatever my mom was doing, whether it be cooking or painting or drawing, she would often hum. And keep in mind, don't forget, when the mouth is at rest, think of it like the water is at rest. And there's a straight line, because water always is level. In our mouth, we make a level, straight line, just like the levelness, the evenness, the equality of water.